What up, what up, what up, my fellow Super Saiyans? Uh, we're gonna do a little cover on the new patch that's coming. So, the next league, GGG has been talking about adding a bunch of new endgame stuff. Hopefully, the Druid, fingers crossed. But they just dropped this bombshell on us that they are going to uh, add some end game mechanics and some end game changes for the next patch, which is next week. 3.1, as you can see, Jonathan right here, towers gone. Yes. I know everybody's kind of been talking about they're kind of done with the whole tower mechanic and how the juicing works for all the maps. I couldn't agree more. It's kind of frustrating. This is a very awesome thing to see. So I just wanted to go over the video and then we can kind of talk about the patch notes.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers from Grinding Gear Games. Now, it's no secret that we need to make some improvements to the endgame, and the plan has been to do some pretty major changes in 040, but we realised it might be nice to iterate on some of the more mechanical changes in 031, and just save the new content for 040. That way we can get a chance to test some of these things a bit earlier. A major concern for players are the mechanics around towers. Players don't like having to find towers to juice their maps, and don't enjoy needing to find multiple overlapping towers to get the best outcomes. In order to fix that, you no longer need towers to use tablets. Instead, tablets can now be placed in the map device to add their bonuses.
Yo, that's awesome. Okay, hell yeah.
Directly to your maps. Each time you use a tablet while running a map, the number of remaining uses goes down. Once it reaches 0, the tablet is destroyed. You can use up to 3 tablets on each map, but the number of enabled slots is based on how many mods the map has. Running a 6-mod map will enable all 3 of the tablet slots on the map.
So every single node now effectively becomes a tower, and oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Device. This change allows you to benefit fully from tablets no matter what random layout of towers you happen to find. Towers can still be used to gain visibility on the Atlas, and they'll also drop an extra tablet as a reward for completing them. Something we've never really been happy with was the base experience of how you complete a map. In Poe2, we wanted boss fights to feel challenging and rewarding, so we decided to make bosses spawn only in some maps. In all the other maps, the completion condition for the map was killing all the rare monsters. However, we don't really feel this is that enjoyable. It tends to degenerate into just following minimap icons. In order to address this, we're now making all maps contain map bosses. To complete the map, just kill the map boss. You no longer need to kill any rares, and you can do as much or as little of the rest of the map as you please. We still want some map bosses to be more challenging and rewarding though. The existing icons that currently indicate that there's a map boss now instead mean that the map boss of the area will be extra challenging, with more rewards and the map tier upgrade. We also wanted to improve the base experience of mapping in other ways by making sure that there is at least a guaranteed minimum amount of bonus content in each map. As you generate each map, we will now always add between 1 to 3 extra random features, including Breach, Delirium, Ritual, and Expedition, as well as Shrines, Strongboxes, Essences, Wisps, Rogue Exiles, and Summoning Circles. This content will be added in addition to the content added by your tablets and maps, and will be selected afterwards. This means that if you have a mob that adds an Expedition which can't have more than one in a map, then we'll make sure to select something else instead. With both this change and the tower change, content icons for Breach, Delirium, Ritual, and Expedition have been removed from the Atlas.
Wow, so because there's a lot of nodes right now that literally nothing on the map. And the way it works is you got a path to a tower, so you could be doing a lot of nodes that just do nothing for you. It's just a bunch of garbage maps. You got to throw a bunch of useless waystones in them, and it doesn't feel good. Now, though, every single map is going to have more of the end game content, like you just said, Breach, Expedition, Ritual. Oh my gosh, that's W change.
All the content you didn't add yourself will be randomly generated as you go to the area. Currently, we believe the time to complete a given map is a bit too long, and so we're lowering it. To start with, we're taking the 15 largest maps and reducing their sizes. We also felt like there were just too many monsters. The size of monster packs in T1 maps was actually over 40% higher than in the interlude area right before it. This also resulted in a sudden difficulty spike at the start of Endgame, if your build wasn't able to handle large packs well. Getting swarmed by monsters is a common complaint in the endgame. To address that, we're lowering the number of monsters and monster packs at the start of the endgame by 30%. As you go through the tiers, the number of monsters will increase so that by tier 15 it's the same as it was before. This will also increase the difference between map tiers.
So that's nice then. At least, I mean, I'm a new player myself. Never heard of Path of Exile until the second one came out. It immediately caught my attention, and I've been playing it now for, I mean, I don't know what's it been, 8 months, give or take, 9 months, something like that, in the beta. So I guess technically, most people would probably consider me a newer Path of Exile player, um, but I've learned a lot, gained a lot of experience. I have probably, I have over 1,000 hours of total gameplay. Um, but that's a nice change because there was always this huge gap from the end of the campaign to doing tier one maps. So if they're implementing that, that's going to help out a lot of people.
We're also making a change that PoE1 already had, where maps with very open layouts have slightly lowered pack density compared to the more closed indoor maps. This was done in order to prevent you getting swarmed too much in open maps, and so we're doing this for PoE2 as well. This should significantly reduce the time taken to clear maps and reduce the difficulty that many players are experiencing as they enter the endgame. Now, there are still a lot of other new features and content that we want to add to the endgame, but we believe that these changes are a good step towards improving the base experience of mapping.
I cannot wait for the next league. All right, so let's see. So alchemy orbs. So alchemy orbs can now be used on magic items. Love that. Replacing existing modifiers with 4 new random modifiers. Okay, awesome. Towers. Okay, so I was actually worried about this because with the tower juicing, you got to overlap the towers that are all close within range. So if you get 2, 3 towers, combine all of the extra stuff that you can stack, and then all those maps within those ranges are getting buffed. But now, without doing that, we're doing each individual node. It seemed like we were going to get some kind of decrease to the ability to juice these maps. But they're showing right here, they're originally it was from 7 to 10%. They're buffing it to 10 to 30%. So, like for rarity of items. So now each tablet, we can have 30, 30, 30. That makes up for it. Same thing now here with increased magic monsters. They're buffing that from 15 to 25 to 25 to 70%. Awesome, awesome, awesome. They're adding some new modifiers, so that's cool. Map size, like he just talked about, a lot of the bigger ones looks like they're reducing the size. So that's pretty cool. Atlas tree. So every map now contains a boss. Fantastic. Love it. Citadels. Oh, that that's okay. I love that because I would love to be able to spawn or farm citadels more. 66% increase. Amazing. Covered, chilled, shock, and night ground. Oh wow. 66% of the ground effects currently covering the ground will be removed. And then it's higher on lower tier waystones. Okay. That's been some of the most annoying stuff. I think this league is just all of the chilled ground. Um, everything that just affects your movement. That's an awesome change. Love it. Fix a problem where map difficult applying multi-form bosses. Okay, awesome. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. This patch is dropping next week, so I will be looking forward to that, and we can start enjoying these awesome changes. Peace out.